Yeah, the Prime Minister was very quick to respond, and the Foreign Minister has also underscored the importance of the basic relationship. There is a comprehensive global strategic partnership which is still there. And that message is an important message for us to give. But I don't think we can just completely forget either the 50% tariffs or the insults that have accompanied it from both the President and his staff. I think there's some serious repair work that needs to be done by governments and diplomats on both sides. Mr. Trump is a fairly has a fairly mercurial temperament, and what he has been saying has caused some hurt and offense in our country. There is a certain bruising of the Indian spirit which has to heal. Also, the 50% tariffs have actually had consequences already. Some companies are already laying off workers in Surat, in the gem and jewelry business, in Tirupur, in the garment business, in Visakhapatnam. There's some real issues of the seafood and shrimp exports. So there are some real challenges that Indian companies, Indian workers are facing today. It's not just a question of words. It's a question of genuine problems that have been created. So we need to overcome these problems. And for that, an important element has got to be a willingness to negotiate. Now, it looks like the possible meeting of the President and the Prime Minister in the margins of the United Nations General Assembly is not happening. It looks like our Prime Minister will not be going, and the Foreign Minister will represent India on a different date from the American President's visit. But I'm hoping that at the working level, between the trade delegations, there can be some serious talk, and other progress might be made. So I would welcome this new tone with a spirit of caution. One can't just forget and forgive so quickly, because there are real consequences that Indians are facing on the ground, and those consequences need to be overcome. I don't think we have anything to say sorry about at all. You know that India has behaved with a great deal of maturity on all of this. And also don't forget that the trade with Russia and oil was actually blessed by previous American administrations that actually requested us to buy some Russian oil in order to stabilize global oil prices. Secondly, China buys more Russian oil and gas than we do. Turkey buys more Russian oil and gas than we do. Europe doesn't buy oil and gas, but they buy other Russian items, so they're putting more billions of dollars into Russia's kitty than we do. So, it seems bizarre that we are alone being singled out for allegedly financing the Russian war effort when others are doing far more than we are. So I think there has been a certain, for whatever reason, a certain mistake made in American policy against India, which is not warranted or justified. I do not think India has anything to say sorry for. I would be very disappointed as an Indian politician if India said sorry. I don't think India will say sorry. I think Mr. Lutnick has to understand that we are a sovereign nation, just as they are. They can take their own sovereign decisions. We will take our own sovereign decisions. Well, I've said this already earlier. There have been very serious questions raised to which serious answers are still required. I think everyone who has participated in elections has known that the electoral rolls are not perfect. There are duplicates, there are dead voters, there are living voters who are not registered, there are people who have moved address and who's got 2 or 3 addresses in 2 or 3 different booths. All of these things have existed, but if it has happened on a very big scale, then it needs to be addressed. I think the Election Commission's best approach should be to confront these matters very openly. Fortunately, nowadays our digital technologies improve so much. You can develop an algorithm to go through all the voter registrations, flag every duplicate thing, raise certain questions. I think a revision every few years is essential, maybe every year even. But let's use modern computer technology and do it efficiently. And let us make sure that no one has any doubt. It's in the interest of the Election Commission's own credibility that no voter should have any doubt in their minds and hearts about the fairness of the election. Because our elections are a pride for Indian democracy. And we want our democracy should have that ability to say that we conduct free and fair elections in this huge country despite all the challenges. Challenges there are, and no one is going to achieve perfection. But we can certainly respond, I hope, in a fair manner to the legitimate concerns and the legitimate questions asked by the opposition. That is over now. I don't want to berate the point. It's been taken down. I think whatever has to be said about that has been said. I think it's overdue. As you know, we in the Congress party have been asking for this for many years. I think our leaders have been flagging the need to go from 4 rates to at least just 2, or if ideally one day, because this is actually unfair to people. When you had 4 rates, it was confusing, it was difficult. Some people were being made to pay more for household essentials. You go to a shop, some items have 3 or 4 different rates. Usually the shopkeeper will charge you the highest rate. People were not happy about this. So now I think it's a much fairer system, and we hope it will be much better for everyone. Thank you.